Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got an awkward looking rack from a bingo perspective with F, M and P, but with a couple of vowels, I should be able to play through this. There could be an 8, but none has come to mind. I've got the some suffix on my rack, S-O-M-E, but that's not prompting any bingos. So what if opponent changes? They don't. So G and O, flopsome, not good. No. Okay, so I don't think I can get rid of all 3 of my big tiles. The M is the least unbingo-y. So I could play fop. How does this look? I think I'd rather play the L as well. Yeah, I just feel this rack leave is slightly better. So flop for 18. Ooh, wow. I only draw consonants, so my rack has become more non-bingo-y and no vowels as floaters. However, I should be able to play off 3 consonants with the E, so this rack is better than playing, is better than changing. So I think penk is good. Keeping MRS. And pop is good, so at the moment that plays in column 7. Oh wow, fantastic bingo by opponent, 66 points. And a couple of floating vowels. So do I have anything with the O? No. What about the E? No. Okay, so what to do? I have got this penk spot, but it's pretty lame. I've got penks, but that's putting an E next to a double word square. Kemp would get rid of all of my problem tiles. Gok, not good. Cop is so. I could play this, Kemp, not putting a vowel next to anything dangerous, leaving alone the floaters in Eastrel, which is good since I trail, and keeping a good rack leave. And I don't think I'm sacrificing points to achieve this. Kemp's would be 26 points, so only a 4-point sacrifice. Kemp takes an S and a T after it. I'm going with this. Great, this looks jolly close to a bingo. What bingos do I have? Cop only takes an S. So let me consider the floaters in Eastruel. I think Tordions is good, so that plays in 2 spots. Back-to-back bingos for opponent, fantastic stuff for them. Tordions still available. What about the E? That looks a more likely bingo floater. So this rack plus an E. Droniest. Interesting. Droniest puts a D in the middle of row A, whereas Tordions provides direct access to the triple word square in the middle of column 1. Droniest doesn't make it easy to put a big tile on this double letter square, which is the big danger. I guess a play of Hadge would be the worst that could happen. So I have bingos through O and E. What about the E? Well, I don't think Droniest has an anagram, so that doesn't play in row L. What about P? No. M? No. A and M? Well, that's not going to get doubled. T and P? No. So do I have a 7-letter bingo with this rack? Cop takes an S. Not seeing one. So I'm going to go with the greater volatility, I think, of playing Droniest, since I trail by over 100. And I draw both blanks, which is pretty good, especially with a 9-timer lane available. But the rest of the rack, pretty grim. Only one vowel, and it's a U. So I have doublet on my rack, and stagnate takes a D, so I do have a bingo. That doesn't get doubled, but I get the points from stagnate. And opponent may take out row A for a humble score, and they do, just 27 points. So I am 75 behind, and I have doublet. Is there an alternative bingo which plays in row M and gets doubled? How to find one? So I'm looking for a D in the middle of the word. One of these blanks is going to be a vowel. Very tricky to run through all options with 2 blanks. Let me just consider one blank at the moment and see if any bingos come to mind. Well, a bluted, I'm not sure about that, but in any event, I need the D in the middle. So possibly a play ending let. Dutiable as an 8. Well, that's doublet. Does that have an anagram? Don't think so. W is pretty hopeless. What about Y? No. So, do I go with doublet? Well, is there anything through the E? Kemp takes a T. Just so hard with 2 blanks. And not many prefixes to consider, or suffixes with the U. I guess I have sub with the blank as an S, but then with DLT, I'm just not seeing anything better than doublet for 71. Great, I draw the X, which can go underneath both of these blanks. So I have XI in row N for over 50. Well, I thought I had YEX for a minute, but LE not good. If I can score big with the X, I'll deal with the Q later. I trail by 4. Pix is good with a P. Y goes badly with the Q, so I'm looking for XY plays. I would have Exility through an I. None available. I can't put my X under the O of doublet and get it to score twice. I can play Yex above doublet, and that avoids giving opponent the opportunity to score off EX in row O. EX takes an O. 16 minutes on opponent's clock, 14 on mine. What else is available? Eastrel takes nothing in front, nothing through T and G. Gox is good. I was going to say Foxy, I don't have an O. So XI in row N scores just over 50, but Rackley pretty grim. Well, Yex doesn't avoid opponent. Oh, an opponent changes. The trouble with Yex here is that opponent's got an easy scoring spot above, and this is only 30 points. I haven't really considered Q spots, and I do have the I. No, not seeing anywhere. So this is what I have at the moment. XI here for 51. Yeah. Opponents changed 5. They haven't got any blanks. 51 points. It's a lot. What about links? £30 points. Wow. I don't want to sacrifice 50 points. This rack could resolve itself quite nicely. L and Y have some synergy. Wow, I'm burning the I and I've got the Q. If I draw an A, I've got cat in row H. I'm going with this. Wow, that's good news. I draw an I. Not that I'd spotted any great QI spots, but it's always a comfort blanket to have an I with the Q on your rack. And I've drawn another vowel, which is good. My Y can go underneath the O of doublet, but again, I don't think I can get that to score twice. I lead. My Y can go to the right of F, but it would be nice to get rid of the Q for almost any score. I've got chin in row D, only one S to come. And opponent couldn't score a ton off pluralizing chin. So am I missing other Q spots? 2 U's to come, so 2 on the board. Now it looks like opponent is fishing for a bingo. They changed 5, and now they've played off just 2 tiles, so 14 points over 2 moves. That is good news. And if opponent is close to a bingo, they'll be reluctant to burn their S in column 4. Only 22 points, though. There's the U of Eastrel and the U of doublet, both not available for the Q. Chin, 44 points. Doublet takes an S, so opponent could be eyeing up a column 12 bingo. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. Just wondering if I can play my Y over EX. And what about a play, 5-letter play? Bottom right. Not with the Q, but just turning over tiles. I've got an O for XO. Oh wow, what an unflexible rack. Just not seeing anything with the O, but I think this is confirming my choice of chin because I'm retaining an O for XO next turn. So if opponent plays a bingo pluralizing doublet, I may have row O options. I'm going with this. Well, not bingo-y, but I may be able to score well off W and Y. And right now I have a lead to defend. If opponent doesn't bingo, they may again get a lowly score. Okay, they do bingo, 72 points. They don't use an S. And they lead, and there's 1 S to come. They may have drawn it. Nice find of Pindery. So just immediately thinking about a play over the top of Pindery because W and Y can both go above this E. And of course I've still got the O for XO. So I have OLT on my rack. Interesting, let me see what that scores. 40 points, that's decent. Opponent can score in column 15, but it's nice to have a 40-point play in your back pocket. This was the other option I was considering, 35 points. Both of those options provide very easy scoring spots, and there's still a Z and a J to come. 9 minutes on my clock. Both of my big tiles can go under the O of doublet. What's the best I can do bottom right? Do I have any TW plays? Wow, I have OLT on my rack, but TIW not good. So a play bottom right would have to begin with E, L, or T. Wow, such a shame there aren't any TW or TY plays. Or are there? Not that I can see. I'm minded to go with OLT. I like the score. Opponent's going to struggle to put the Z or the J on the double letter square, and this stops opponent scoring bottom right. Well, in a way this is good. It's non-bingoing, but I have a lead and I have scoring tiles with vowels to help play them. I don't have an O for EXO anymore. But look at this, I could play, great, just 35 for opponent. I've got FEH here for 35 points and a good rack leave. OU takes an S in front, so there's still a 7-letter bingo lane ending in S, but there's also a really good bingo lane in row B. And I don't have a lead to defend, I just need to keep scoring, powering through. So FEH for 35. I was just hoping the S might pop up on my rack. That would have helped. So this is a pretty decent rack. Remaining tiles pretty bingoing, and opponent bingos with the S. Brutal. They now lead by a bingo. What can I do about that? 13 tiles in the bag, and opponent's play has, well, only provided a floating C. There's still row B as a bingo lane. I don't have anything with this C that I can see. Floating A, but it's in last place, so that's next to useless. Wow, opponent scored really well off OLT. 35 and then 76. I don't have an O for EX. 3 O's to come. That could be opponent's next play. I could play Bay, because I've got the L for an LY ending. It stops opponent scoring well with an O. Rack leave is decent. Yeah, and I'm not providing anything for an opponent, so... And there's still this really good 7-letter lane, although I don't currently have a tile to go under the I. Column 2, also a good lane. I am going with this. So, wow, this looks good. Does it make anything with a Y? Vickery doesn't use the E. Cavalier through an A, but not in last place. Is there a 7 here? I don't think Velaric is good. Cervical. I have cervical through the C. Wow, will that stay available? This could be a game-defining move. Is opponent going to block my bingo? Wow. And what if they do? Do I really have no bingo elsewhere? Wow. So, the Y, this rack plus a Y. A row O bingo would score a lot more than row C. Just not seeing one. Any other lanes I haven't seen. I don't think this rack is that amazing. Oh, an opponent blocks cervical. Oh, unbelievable. I trail by 58 tiles in the bag, but still a Z to come. So the V is the problem child on the rack. What can I do about that? Oh, brutal stuff. Let me just recheck that. Definitely blocked with every single tile. So, how foolish is this? Civet for 10. It's fishing for a bingo. Opponent could play down through this eye, taking out everything and scoring well. That feels needlessly dangerous when there are good 7-letter lanes available, and I just need to dump the V. 5 minutes on my clock. 2 E's to come. I could just play vet. If I draw the Z, I'm only drawing one tile, but vet takes an E in front. Only 2 to come. Does opponent have one? Don't know. What about playing view? 30 points. I think I do this. I'm retaining the L for LY. I'm increasing my chances of drawing the Z. I'm scoring 30 points, which gives me a tiny hope of catching opponent without a bingo. The tiles I'm keeping are bingo-y. Let me count the remaining vowels. 7 out of 15. So I just need one vowel to be in bingo territory. I am going with this. I draw all vowels. And I think acerola is good. And that plays in column 2. Does it play anywhere else? It doesn't play in row B. Do I have anything onto the Y? No, nothing onto the V. So it's acerola or nothing. Is opponent going to trample on my dreams yet again? They may be reluctant to block column 2 because they'll be providing access to triple word squares and they only lead by 20. Yeah, I really don't have anything with the Y. This is a pretty hopeless rack. I'm not 100% sure on acerola, but I think it's good. Now, row C is a bingo lane for bingos beginning with O. Just 5 tiles in the bag. I've drawn a lot of vowels, so opponent doesn't have many. They've played, and they've blocked acerola. Unbelievable. And they've scored 36 points. 3 tiles in the bag. 4 minutes on my clock. What am I going to do? So what's my route to victory? I trail by 57, so I think I need a bingo. 3 tiles left in the bag, so I think I play off A and O. Then I'll be retaining the L for LY. There'll be a bingo lane in row B. There's bingo lanes beginning with Z and I. So let me play off AO. Score doesn't really matter. I just need to avoid blocking any lanes. So I have Aura. Can't play EXO. I have Moa. Yeah, I'm just going to play this quickly because I think a bingo should be enough. Opponent will be emptying the bag. And I draw the second V, of course. So, do I have anything? C and V don't go well together, so I don't have a 7-letter bingo. Z, nothing. What about the I? I have the IN beginning. Not seeing anything. Opponent has blocked the A of Pindri, but I don't have anything there anyway. So I think my race is run. Yeah. Vernical may be good onto an E or through an E, but none available. 1 tile in the bag. Wow. Opponent blocking cervical and Acerola in back-to-back plays. Absolutely brutal. So what am I going to do? I've got the over prefix, but over clan not good. No Verkle is good. Oh, just blocked by Chi. No Verkle, that would have been fun. And game winning. Gosh, so annoying drawing both of these. Now, can I get my V or C tripled with an just playing off 6 tiles beginning with I? Don't think so. I don't think enclave is good, only enclave. 10 minutes on opponent's clock. Cravenly. Oh my word, I've got Cravenly on my rack. Oh my word, that has just popped into my head. Is it going to be blocked? And I'm whispering because opponent heard me the last 2 times I had a bingo lined up. Wow, that is going to win the game, if it stays available. But opponent may have spotted it, because there are only 8 options for my possible rack. But at the moment, Cravenly does play. Wow. So, opponent's got 9 minutes to block that. And that's going to get the V doubled, and it's going to outrun anything opponent can do anywhere else on the board, unless they bingo themselves. I can barely breathe. 8 minutes on opponent's clock. What are they going to do? They've got 7 of these 8 tiles. I think it's very hard for them to block row O without playing in row O for a lowly score. Oh, and they played Ohone. Oh my word. Oh my word, how long have I got? 3 minutes. Ohone for 38 points. But Cravenly for 110. Bang! Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Wow, so final score. 478 for opponent, 516 for me, a winning margin of 38 points. So a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Oh, wow. I feel hoarse, but I don't see how you can get hoarse from whispering. But anyway, so here we go. It was opponent to go first, and they played go. No comment from opponent yet, I don't think. Now, oh yes. Oh no, that's just their play. So this is my rack, and I play flop, and I like that. Great spot by opponent. Bingo-y looking letters, but only 1 bingo available. Now, this was tricky. Kemper, that's nice. What do? I play Kemp for 22, Kemper for 30, definitely better. What a dream pick for 7 random tiles. And opponent finds the best bingo, a double-double of stagnate. Now, I have a bingo, droniest, A3. I'm still reeling from the ending of that game. It was just astonishing. 2 blocked bingos and then an unblocked one, which I took ages to see. But back to the review. I trail by 50. This is opponent's rack, and it's awful. They play medii, and now both blanks. So, bustled. Just shows how hard it is to spot bingos when there are 2 blanks on the board. Bustled for 81. That's 10 more points. So I played double it for 71. The better bingos were bustled, tumbled, and unbelted L2 through the E. That would have been fancy. Okay, so I'm back in the game, just 4 points between us. Opponent's struggling, 2 U's and a V. They change. And this was tricky. Do you play the X or the Q? I went with the X for 51 points. Wow, opponent, a lot of bingo-y tiles, but too many vowels. Plays ear. And now this is where I play chin for 22. I could have got 17 more points retaining the cue. L8. L8. Oh, why bet vertical? Okay. Yeah, probably not a great deal between those. The cue is worth about -10. But I think, well, I don't like hanging on to the cue unless I've got the U as well, or hotspots lined up. Now, great bingos find by opponent. Again, the only playable bingo and a tricky one to find. And they retake the lead. I would have been so unhappy if I'd missed that last bingo, but I didn't. Now, I play oldie for 40. Oh, yeow. That would have been nice. It doesn't take an S. That would have been the play. Yeow. Same score as oldie, but just providing far less for opponent. And look at this. Opponent has a rubbish rack. And oldie gives them an out. A scoring option of Q for 35, which they wouldn't otherwise have had. Now I play Fey for 35. Great rack for opponent, and a nice find of cretins. Cisterna also playable onto this A, which I think I'd commented on in the game as not being particularly useful, but opponent had a bingo onto it. Now this looked tantalisingly close to a bingo. I don't have one. I play Bay for 24, only a couple more points on offer. D12 Cray, but that blocks the floating C. Now, opponent leads. They have this rack. They played a row, which blocked my bingo. No other bingo available. And I play View, which keeps me within 20 of opponent and retains bingo-y tiles. I think if I'd scored less, keeping a better rack leave, I would have then been dependent on a bingo. This gave me an alternative route to victory. Now, super rack for opponent. No bingo, but they can score well and take out a lane. So my bingo of Acerola, which is good, as you can see at the bottom here, playable as a non-bingo, but opponent blocked its play in column 2. What do? I dump O and A, so I am taking a score sacrifice because I identify a bingo at this point as being my only route to victory. Opponent plays O'Hone, and let's just pause and admire this magnificent rack with this floating Y. So there we go. Cravenly for 110. Imagine how immiserating it would have been to have missed that. Just horrible. But it did finally come to me. Opponent spent a while on O'Hone, and that gave me time to find Cravenly, and it was enough to see out the game. So look at this for a score. 478, a losing score. Very rare to score that high and be on the losing side, or losing end of a game. And I win by just 30 odd points. But what an epic game, an absolutely epic game with huge swings of fortune and great sadness with the blocked bingos, of course, but then finally redemption with the bingo which did play. So many thanks to opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.